In 3, 2, 1.
Howdy, hey there, hi there, everybody. This is Tony, and this is Mr.
Frank.
With the Completely Inappropriate podcast. We're here on another beautiful Saturday, bringing you your Wednesday episode. It is our 21st episode.
Oh, we can drink now.
We're finally old enough to catch a buzz. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Line them up. Pour them shots. Chop them lines.
Yeah.
Load them bowls.
21, it's also the number of blackjack.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
Which you claim to be a professional at, but I still haven't played. I think I'm gonna play you and wipe the floor with your ass.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I can count better than you, I think.
Really?
I don't know, maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
So, Mr. Frank, we're talking about religion today. You know why?
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 Do you know why?
No.
Because...
Because...
Because why the fuck not? This is a completely inappropriate podcast. We've been way too conservative with our topics lately. All we're talking about is, like, politics. Like, what's controversial about that?
Nothing, it's just...
Nothing, right? It's just...
Difference of opinion.
Yeah, what's the difference between politics and religion?
Nothing. I mean, what they have in common is they
What are
can't
you
talk
talking
about
about? The separation of
separation of church and state. Yeah,
that's supposed to be there.
Yeah, but I don't fucking know. You can't. The golden rule is
treat others the same way you want them to treat you.
No, the rule coming out fucking to socialize and shit is don't ever talk about politics or religion.
Maybe that's why it's our favorite subjects to broach on here. If we're not talking about your marine memories, it always goes back to politics or religion.
Yeah, because the last episode we kind of spoke about politics. I mean, we touched on politics.
We touched a little bit of polis.
And then,
well, let's go into let's talk a little more politics. I was actually enjoying that conversation.
Okay.
You mentioned symbiotism, narcolepsis. Okay. So last time you were talking about something like anarcho-somnambulism. What was it?
Syndicist.
What was it, Frank? Give me the full name.
Anarcho-syndicist.
Anarcho-syndicist. So you're making up your own urban dictionary. What does it mean in yours?
No, it means that you don't believe in a system, yet you say there should be a system.
I don't believe in the system I'm a part of, but there's a system out there for me.
Yeah, that you haven't...
That makes no sense.
That hasn't... There's a system out there for you that hasn't been tried and fucking been true, so you're still out... You're soul searching for your system.
Is this a religion?
No, it's not a religion.
This is politics? I'm so confused. I thought we were going into politics, and this sounds like a religion. So I believe in a better thing. I just don't believe it exists now. Like, so you're a political, not a political atheist, a political agnostic.
Yeah, it's a theory of anarchism that views revolutionary industrial unionism or syndicalism as a method for workers in capitalist society to gain control of an economy and thus control.
If you have to read what society. You believe in off of a phone,
that's not what I believe in.
You should really, you should study more so that you know what you believe in.
Yeah, but I don't believe in that.
Well, you just said okay. So what are you then?
I'm a libertarian. I'm saying you are the anarcho-syndicist.
I'm an anarch. Yeah. I don't even know what that word. Those are made up. I can't be what
every
you
word
say
is made up.
Well, I can call you a blue bonnet Bufferton. And it's true because I just made it up. Like, what? Okay. You can't just call me something. So what makes me an anarcho-nominalism?
Because you believe that the government is created to keep people in check, yet people themselves are evil.
No.
And somehow that makes sense.
Wrong.
Okay.
I believe people are neither good nor evil. They simply exist. And in itself, by existing within a community, there is an inherent government that is implied and put forth, regardless of whether or not it is intended as a government. It will still exist, regardless of our intent.
That sounds like a philosophy. Is that your philosophy?
I don't think so. I'm sure it's out there for somebody, but it's what I've extrapolated from what I think makes sense. It's just you get a group of people together. Eventually, leaders will come out of it. And what do you call leaders in a group of people? The government.
You call them leaders.
Okay, they're leaders of what type of system?
I don't know.
But that's my point. Either you're gonna have leaders based on a democratic system. You're gonna have leaders based on a monarchist system. You're gonna have one based on, they're all governmental systems that we've given names to, but they're still naturally occurring systems that arise from these populations.
Yeah, that's where the anarcho comes into play. That there's chaos or
And
a
a bunch of drugs everywhere.
And from that,
I'd have more
a
than one
new
narco.
government will arise. Hopefully, a better one.
Wait, say that again. I was interrupted.
So the chaos happens or a revolution, quote unquote, and from that, a new government will form. Hopefully, a better one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because eventually, if you get 100 people together that have never met each other, eventually the stronger ones, quote unquote, whether they be mentally stronger and they outwit the rest of the group, or they're physically stronger and they just physically manhandle the rest of the group, those are going to become the elite, the leaders, the political winners. They will become the governing party, because governing just means that they tell the people what to do. They figure it out for the community.
Government. When you break it down, it means
They govern
to
mentality
control
of the people.
Ment, as in the mentality. So government literally means to mind control.
Oh, mind control. You know what else is mind control?
What?
Communicate.
Ooh.
Every conversation. Yes, you are. Because every conversation we have with each other, we are trying to manipulate the other person to see things our way. That is a form of mind control. We are doing our best in any conversation where there's a difference in opinions to bring that difference to less of a gap and to eventually pull you over to my side, if I can.
I've never controlled someone's mind.
I assure you have.
What do I do with it?
90% of the time, you are controlling somebody's mind.
What do I do with your mind?
You usually are pissing it off and just annoying the shit out of it so that I become this raging buffoon on the microphone.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah. So you see my point, though. There's no escaping mind control. There's no escaping a government. Like, they're just inherent. So I don't believe of myself as an anarcho
Synonym.
A cinnamon?
Synonym.
Anachronistic synonymous?
An anarcho guy.
So if that's what you think I am, what do you think you are? A libertarian?
Libertarian.
And what do you believe your libertarianism consists of?
I believe that the Constitution is the law of the land, and I believe in non-aggression principles.
Now you say this bullshit, but do you think that there's any cause to amend the Constitution?
What do you mean?
We talked last episode about trimming the fat. Or adding laws that consolidate.
So you're asking if I believe that the Constitution is a living document.
Do you believe it could be rewritten as a living document? Yes, that it should evolve and adapt to the society.
Nope.
So you don't think that slaves ever should have been let go because that was an amendment?
You can add things to it.
Well, how is that not a living document, jackass? I just asked you that. Do you believe that there should be any amendments or add anything at all? And you said no.
No, because as it stands right now, it's fucking...
Perfect?
Not perfect, I was gonna say great, but it's fucking working pretty damn well. And
right, they said the same thing though before the 15th Amendment.
Right, and...
Or 14th.
And...
Tell me 14th?
What happened? What, the slave...
14th,
abolishment of slavery?
There was 15th, the 15th was suffrage, right?
Yeah, women's suffrage?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I know they're in there.
Yeah, I don't...
It's like the 10 Commandments. Does anybody remember the order they're in?
I just know, fucking, thou shalt not kill.
Steal, covet.
That's it.
Lord's name in vain. There's 4. Once upon a time, I knew these things.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on. So you are a socialite.
No.
Sociologist.
I'm on the light side when socializing, maybe, because I don't drink anymore. But
I don't believe you anymore.
Okay.
I think you're just a controversialist.
Am I?
Yeah, I think you just like to take up the position that you know is going to piss off the immediate surroundings.
Well, I have done that, but not on purpose.
You play devil's advocate.
Happens,
you're doing it on purpose.
It happens naturally.
Oh, natural.
Yeah.
So, have you ever thought about getting into politics? I mean, now it's kind of a moot point, but had you ever thought about getting into politics?
Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking of or what I want to do rather, is be one of them donors to the party I'm registered in or was registered to, and
send your $5 to this number.
Yeah, and actually be involved in that community. You know, in the
go
party.
Volunteer to help at the rallies and whatnot.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form.
Put your white hood on and go.
Yeah,
pat the backs of the Grand Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Are there still tiki torches? I heard they went out of business.
Did they?
Yeah, that whole thing like ruined their business so bad. I think it legit did.
Huh.
They don't sell them anymore. Walmart doesn't carry them anymore for that
I'm
reason.
gonna go looking for tiki torches now.
Yep.
It's rain season and fucking mosquitoes are pretty bad. It hasn't rained in a while. We need another hurricane before the fucking.
We get some drizzle over here every once in a while. Why are we talking about the weather? Has a conversation
tiki torches.
Really that
no, tiki torches. Because you
God.
you could use tiki. That's what they're used for, to keep flies away. And I'm like,
I thought they were meant to like light a path.
No.
Or
I guess it depends on the.
Pretty sure it's so you can go and hang somebody by. And you gotta light your way to the hanging tree.
Okay, no, that's just a torch.
Yeah. Anyway.
You wrap your wood and then you light it on fire. The wrap, not the wood.
So this will be our final podcast, everybody. This has run its course, I think. I think we're all out of conversation. We've got a third mic set up, though.
Oh, yeah. We're looking for a number 3. Somebody to come in and...
Anybody out there who thinks you can fill the position of filling in the gaps of our idiocy here, feel free to hit us up at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com, at completelyinapp on Twitter, at CI Podcast on Instagram. And yeah, we got hats for sale too.
And like us on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook, find us on YouTube.
Find us on YouTube and like, share, comment, subscribe, por favor.
So now let's move on to let's move on from the politics because that was way too confusing. I had no idea what the fuck we were getting at with that. So let's double back to religion. I know we've talked about my religious atheism, my soft atheism as I like to call it. It's a whole 2 inches of nice soft atheism. Just pushing rope because... You know, I'm always on the fence about that. Always still kind of looking, I think.
So you're agnostic about
I'm not agnostic because I don't think I'm going to find anything. Okay. But I'm open to the possibility of finding things. Like people who say that they don't believe in aliens, but if they came down, they wouldn't be surprised, kind of thing. Like either you believe or you don't believe. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I like to live my life in the gray zone. But you, where does your religion lie?
My religion lies in the belief that or the possibility that we're not alone in the universe because the laws of probability state that there has to be at least one fucking planet with life, right? But, I used to be Catholic. I used to be an altar boy back in my teenage years. I dedicated.
Did you have the long hair and eye makeup?
No.
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 I thought you said you weren't. Alternative, didn't you say?
No, altar boy.
An altar? Oh!
Altar.
You were a priest puppet.
Yeah. Yeah, I dedicated my fucking
a father
years to, being an altar boy, which I'm like, fuck.
A preacher's pet.
Yeah, I could have done something else with my teenage years. Like what? I don't know. Get laid. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. That was always an option. Sweetheart, if it was ever an option, you would have taken it. There was no... avoiding it. In fact, I used church quite a bit.
Really?
To pick up girls. Yeah, at least 2.
So you would corrupt the house of the Lord.
I assure you that house was well corrupted before I got there. But the girls are just a lot more fun in church.
Are they now? Because it's so fucking taboo?
Because they usually come from a much more conservative family that keeps an eye on them, and if they're not allowed to go out on dates until they meet a nice Catholic boy, a nice religious boy that goes to the same church and goes to the same class as them, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's okay if she goes out with him, and then all of a sudden you let the dog off the leash and they're going rabid. Oh yeah.
Rabid doggy style too?
No, not in the movie theaters. It was mostly just.
Or is it missionary because that's how you met?
Well played, sir. Well played. So you were raised Catholic. What did you have any takeaways from it? Do you feel like there was any benefit to all that?
I thought
no benefit at all to.
I thought there was a benefit of spiritual benefit.
Yeah. Well, you don't feel like you learned any principles that you should follow in life, like don't treat people like shit. Don't.
I feel like that's inherent,
But it's not. I think that is
the term feel.
That's a huge oversimplification.
Like but no, you're right. It's
no,
not.
It may be inherent to you because your parents were raised in that same religion and they raised you based off of what they believed. They may not have been so outward with it as to say, hey, don't steal from the school, or don't steal from your friend, don't steal because the devil's gonna get you, you're gonna go to hell. They may have just said, don't steal, it's bad.
Yeah.
They didn't go into the detail as to why it was religiously wrong.
Scare it into you.
Yeah, but they're still applying the same principles that they learned through the religion. Because you go to other places where religion isn't a factor in people's lives, and you get mass
hysteria,
mass problems in the street. You get gang violence, you get people stealing and killing each other all the time, and never stopping to think of whether it's good or bad, because that's just the life they live in. Like, well, we live in the same area as the guys killing themselves a few miles away. Why aren't we doing it to each other?
Yeah, okay, with that, some would argue that those neighborhoods, those kids, what they need is God, and God will set them in the right path. And
maybe they just
all this
need a different situation. You remove people from a place where they have to kill to survive, they typically stop killing to survive.
Yeah. But what happened? But through hearing that for many years, I came to the realization that religion is a mentality. It's a state of mind. Because
it's a philosophy.
With the practice of religion, since fucking childhood, what they're doing is they're conditioning you to believe these principles, to believe what they preach, so that you accept it as a universal truth.
Now, let me interject here. If you believe that the philosophy of being good should be inherent, or should be what we take away, do you not find the benefit in writing down these principles in the way that the reason Jesus became so popular is because of the way he spoke? He wasn't preaching, he was speaking in prose. Right. He was telling short stories. So basically the Bible can be seen as this exact same thing. Like, imagine Jesus wrote down his prose. This is the book. This is just ways to live your life as told through short stories. Like the Captain Underpants books and all these, the Disney books that I've got for my son. They all have little lessons in each one of them. Treat each other good, clean your room, all these ways of living that are just told through simple stories. And if we took the Bible as just that, as just a philosophy book rather than a religious text, and we read it as a way to break down the humanity, the human psyche, the human existence, and the way that we should treat each other to further benefit the society that we've allocated ourselves to, then wouldn't it, on paper, be the most beneficial philosophy book to share with anybody?
Maybe, because
okay, let's say we didn't call it the Bible. What if we just called it the philosophical texts of the Byzantine era, whenever the fuck it was, would it at that point it be more interesting to you because it's not being taught as a necessity,
No.
but a suggestion?
If it wasn't forced upon me, yeah, maybe.
But what if it was just a part of your school?
I didn't like to read back when I was back in my school days. It wasn't until I became
How do you feel about Greek history?
It's interesting. I mean, it's part of our foundation, right?
Speak up. Don't whisper into the mic. We're still on microphone. You gotta still talk like
yeah.
a
No,
normal person.
I feel like it's part of our foundation. You know, Greek history, Greek philosophy, really. The Greek philosophy, I think that's the only philosophy, right?
Roman
Roman
history.
Roman
Greek history.
Roman, Greek,
Similar,
Arabic,
not the same.
or Babylonian. You know.
So we're taking a roundabout path to get to
Right.
how do you feel today? What's your religion today? What do you believe now?
Today.
What do you not believe now? What are you looking for, not looking for?
Yeah. Today I pray to Thor. I am
This conversation's about to get real wild.
Yeah. So it's
Our Mr. Frank just said he prays to Thor, god of thunder.
yes.
Thor
Yep.
with the
Thor's
hammer
name.
with the name of, what was the hammer name?
Mjolnir.
Huh?
Mjolnir.
All right. So you believe in these things,
Yep.
but not. Okay. Why?
I never stopped
Why?
believing
Why?
in God
Just tell me why.
because.
Oh, so you do believe in God?
Yeah, he's just not the God for me.
He's just Odin,
No, he's just not the one for me.
but Thor is.
Yeah.
Do you want me to yell at you?
No,
Then
fucking
tell me more. Why?
Okay.
Why? I can only ask why so many fucking times. Why? Tell me. Why?
Okay,
the
so
hell
what
do you
happened?
Pray to Thor.
Okay,
Do you pray to
because
Thor?
I gave up on religion, but like for some reason I was like, no, I can't. Like there has to be fucking something more. So I did my research, and then in this religion.
You can't say I believe in Thor and then say I did my research. In the
No,
same
I
sentence.
did my because there's like about 5,000 there's a handful of fucking religions out there, and I'm like, one of them has to be for me. That's the kind of research I did. Like what does this religion believe in? What is their philosophy? What do they practice?
So you're
How do they
definitely
practice?
agnostic at that time. Just straight. There's definitely
Yeah.
something I gotta find it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then what I found out with this religion.
Don't you feel like even in a science experiment, like if you were to find results that you knew had to be there, isn't that just a self-fulfilling prophecy? Like, aren't you just kind of forcing your own ideology to fit the situation, whether or not it fits or not?
Not necessarily. I mean,
It's like you're
you
trying to find a peg
hypothesize.
for the right hole, but you found a hole or a peg that's like, it's not exactly the right size. It doesn't fit. There's still wiggle room, but it fits. You know,
Yeah.
it fits good enough. So that's all you were looking for? Just
No,
something that
because
fits good enough?
you hypothesize and then you experiment, you try and try again, and then if nothing fucking works, then okay. So then this is the conclusion that my
Okay,
fucking
so
has led to.
what were the points?
Okay.
What are the points that got you to feel that this was the result for you? That Thor was the right god?
What I did was I said, okay, this will be a lot easier if I find my patron god. Right?
Explain
So
patron
the
god.
Patron god is the, your godfather, the.
You're just making shit up.
No,
You
no,
don't
no,
even
no.
know- You
You're-
read these words
No.
and then you say, I want one of those. You don't
No,
even know what it is.
your godfather, you're the god that.
Fathered you. I
Yeah.
understand. It's just... okay.
Okay.
Having a hard time staying quiet.
Okay. So then, no, this is good. It makes for entertainment.
Sure.
What happened? So then I tried meditating because you're supposed to meditate every day, and me over here on YouTube telling people if you meditate every day, you can do what I do.
What is meditating mean?
Meditating is...
You're going to keep bringing things up, but we need to break down. Okay. You're talking about how you thought of Thor as your god.
So...
I need to know every step of the way here.
Meditating. What is meditating? It's I don't know, like a recharge? I don't know.
Meditation in itself is supposed to be a moment of self-reflection and self-awareness within the moment so that you're not distracted by anything other than what is, not what will be or what was. As things that go into your mind of what will be and what was, your past and your future, you're supposed to let those ideas just flow through your brain, not try and restrict them, just let them go through. And then every time you feel yourself getting distracted with those thoughts, you take a breath, focus on your third eye, on your pineal gland, relax the eyebrows, drop the shoulders. It's all to focus on the self, the body, the breath, and focus on how you physically feel and mentally adapt.
Yeah, so you can meditate inward and you can meditate outward.
That's what meditation is supposed to be.
Right.
You found Thor.
And no, who I found was... okay, so I tried, I'm like, fuck this, I suck at meditating. What works for me is sleep meditation, I think it's called, so I fucking rack the fuck out.
You dream.
Yeah, and I had this vision, and after the vision...
You mean a dream?
Yeah. I Googled,
what was the dream?
Searched, it was a statue of God, and then to my right, elevated, kind of like up the stairs, there was this person that looked just like the statue. That person was Bragi, the Norse god of music,
and you recognize
poetry and eloquence.
Bragi, how did you recognize him?
Because I was searching for my patron god. I'm like, meditate to find your patron god.
Oh, so you were meditating on it as you were going to sleep?
Yeah.
To dream of Bragi?
Yeah, to fucking have my patron god find
my point, so you didn't say Bragi in particular is my point. How did you know in the dream that it was Bragi?
I didn't. It was after, when I woke up, that I did my research, and I was like, oh, Bragi, the Norse god. And I'm like, oh, this is who he is. My patron, and it made sense. The god of music, poetry, and eloquence. I'm a fucking...
Yeah, you're very eloquent.
No, not so much eloquence, but...
Very musical, very poetic.
Yeah, music, and poetry, writing. Well, okay, and then before my gigs, before I leave the house, I do this ritual to Bragi.
You realize why there's 5,500, 55,000 gods in the world? Do you know why?
Why?
Because everybody needed a way to make what they believe in fit.
Okay.
They needed an okay to sign. That's all you did here, man. Like, you can't just say, I'm going to go find the right God. You're going to find the right God. Because there's literally a God for every frame of thought. So, you just wanted a God so bad, you went and found the one that, okay, he's picked all the right cherries off the tree.
I wanted something that would work, because
I'm just so angry at you because you needed
working for me.
Like, but why did you need a God? Like, I'm not. I feel bad because I'm like trying to pull you out of the.
No, it's okay. No.
I get it. Fuck, I'm just so, because after all the shit that we've talked and the shit that we call other people out for being Christian, Jewish, whatever, because they don't fucking make sense, because they apply rules that are just so fucking overbearing or underdeveloped or underthought out. How the fuck can you justify finding a fucking Norse god that just believes in fucking hammer of Thor and lightning and smiting and all this shit, when all it does is justify your emotions and not the reality surrounding you?
Because what I believe is that, like we touched on that one episode.
You know what? Hold on. Let me reverse. There's a very important question that I guess might help me understand all this. What the fuck is God supposed to be to you?
Shit.
Right. Exactly.
No. Like,
what is God supposed to be?
No, deity is.
God. You say God. So that Thor is your God.
Well, my God.
So what? Don't tell me who Thor is. Tell me what is your God.
God, my inner God, or just God in general?
What is
like
your God? You believe in something.
Yeah.
Called Thor.
Okay.
Minus all. Don't tell me what created him or anything. Just tell me, what does he do for you? With your my God forgives my, if I was Christian, God forgives my sins, he loves me everlasting, and he preaches peace. What does Thor do?
My God doesn't do for me. He does with me. That's one thing
Whatever, asshole. I could say the same thing about Jesus carries me through the sand.
No.
I don't give a shit. What does he fucking do? What does he do? Period. Whether it does it for you or not, what does he do? I want to know. What does Thor do? What does he do?
Okay.
What does he do?
I'm fucking walking on eggshells here.
You are. Because I'm so mad that you're so stupid.
Strength comes from within, right? It's me, right? It doesn't come from any externalities or any source outside of me.
You are your own individual unit, unaffected by anything else internally.
Right.
It is just you inside. There's no God in you.
Well, there's
so it's not just
there's
you.
a spark of life inside, like a light, right? And how's it go with this? Yeah. So then we all have our inner our inner gods, like the divine masculine, the divine feminine. Do you...
Based on what religion is this?
No, this isn't religion.
Yes, it is, because not everybody believes this. This is a belief you're talking about.
This is based on metaphysics, like...
Your metaphysics, but not everybody believes in metaphysics. You can't say it as it's just a fucking blanket statement.
God damn it, meditating and all that.
See, I don't believe that. I just believe
practices.
But see, they have their own set of religions that they're basing their meditations off of. Though.
And then science will tell us that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, or not energy. That's matter, but energy can only be transferred, right? So then what happens to our life?
That in itself is just a belief as well, though. We don't know for a fact that, for all we know, we could throw energy into a black hole and it ceases to exist forever.
Like kinetic and potential energy, slamming fucking the...
Right, but then you're talking about metaphysics. Well, then there's there's quantum physics as well that displaces all these ideas that we have on this realm. So... Again, when you're going based off of certain point, you can't use the science-based quote-unquote facts when those particular facts are the only facts in science that are much more theologically based, or it's more hypothetical. It's not actual fact. It's theory, but theories are disproven all the time. So just like a religion, this is the religion we believe. This is a theory that holds up. This is your Thor theory, holds up for you, but in the end there's no basis for it. There's no actual evidence for it. So you're still basing your religion or your belief in this being, whether it does anything for you or if it does something with you. It's still not based on anything in reality other than what you want to believe, right?
How is physics a theory? I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Because
no, not physics. I say quantum physics. On the quantum level, it's breaking down what we believe on this plane of physics, on this side of physics, not at the quantum level. Physics on the level we understand is physics. It's tangible, it's measurable. But then you get to the quantum level, and the law of that we were supposed to believe applied in all reality, all of a sudden doesn't apply in reality. So. Science, it's just like anything else. There's nothing that is just fact in life.
How is energy a theory when there's fucking particles and waves?
Science doesn't base itself on 100% truths. There is no 100% truth in science.
Nothing is ever 100%.
Right. You have hypotheses and you have theories. Theories are something that have been tested over and over and over and over and over and over again with the same result every time. So they call it a theory, because even a scientist wouldn't say that if we tested that 1,000,001 times, that 1,000,001 time there wouldn't be an anomaly occurrence and something would happen that was against. all that. So we don't call them facts. Science doesn't call anything 100% factual.
It's either a theory or
it's
a law.
It's either a theory, a hypothesis, or a law. And there's like the laws of gravity, but the laws of gravity don't always apply in space. Right. And it's supposed to apply everywhere, right? So
not necessarily, but okay.
Exactly, not necessarily.
Right.
That's the point of science. Nothing is necessarily going to be like that forever. That's the point I'm bringing to this
like
religious
relativity and special relativity.
Yeah, and none of it is. We won't know until we know, and then later on we'll think we know, and we'll find out something. Realize, oh shit, we didn't actually know. Are eggs good for you this month, or are eating eggs bad for you? Like science tells you something different every other fucking day.
Okay, so are atoms and particles, are they theory or?
I mean, you can't ask me. Yeah, you know what? Yes, and ask me why now. Because if you want to continue asking me questions that I'm unqualified to answer, that I could tell you just based on what I think what I think of everything in life, I can't tell you right now if we're in a simulation. Can you?
No. Okay.
So do those atoms and protons actually exist? Does all that shit actually, or is this just a fucking simulation? And once we find out that none of it is actually here, we just feel it is here. And there's a whole other set of beings that are controlling us. Like, we don't know. We don't know. So no, science is not, there's no facts in the world, because a fact is something that is unequivocal and cannot be disproven ever. And every day we're disproving every fucking thing that we thought could be disproved.
Well, that's the other thing, that this desktop isn't real, but the tree...
It might not be real.
The tree that was cut down to build this is real.
Why?
Because...
Why do you think that?
Because...
What makes a tree any more real than the wood that makes it?
Because this desktop was an idea. The idea was real.
The tree was an idea.
But then once you built it, it became...
But who's to say that a tree was an idea? Wasn't an idea. That's what I'm saying. Like if this is a simulation, somebody had the idea. Oh, you know what would explain their chest movements of like where would they get their oxygen? I don't know. Let's make something that just grows. Like it could have been a third party's idea of another unit to add to our existence. Like nothing is given. Right. Nothing is just matter of fact. We don't know.
And then there's also this other theory that the universe that we live in is actually a conscience.
So how do you justify, with all knowing that all of this is theory, knowing that none of this could be real or it all could be real, how can you justify believing in your God but not anybody else's God?
No, I believe in all these other gods. It's just that they're not the ones for me.
So you believe, so either there's all gods or no gods?
Either.
These are the kind of questions you get me with when I'm in the middle of this shit. Like, come on. You want to ask the difficult questions?
No, because I believe that we were created.
Wait, no. Answer my question.
No,
are there all gods, no gods, or just your God?
Okay. So there are either there are fucking gods or there aren't.
Okay.
That's my answer.
Is there a fixed number of gods, or is it as many as one per person on Earth?
Fuck if I know.
Now, if there's one per person on Earth, would you just call those guardian angels?
No.
And would those individual gods then have a boss god that they all had to answer to? So it'd be God, guardian angels, taking care of us individually. Then we would just back to Catholicism.
Is there a family tree? Yes.
But but that's my point. Like you can extrapolate all this system of government. You can pull all this out of your ass and make it make sense. I just fucking made Catholicism make sense in my own fucking head with this individual fucking angels for each one of us and blah 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 da da blah blah blah. Like it can all be whatever you want it to be. So why? So me. Let's go back to what I believe in. Is that ultimately we're all gods. Mm-hmm. We're all gods.
Yes.
We create our life. We create our individuality here. We decide what the next step is going to be with the question that's facing us. I can decide what to open that window right now or not. I am the god of that situation. I can decide whether I'm going to feed those fish and let them live or die. That is quite godlike, don't you think? Mm-hmm. So we're all individual gods of our own life. We make our own decisions. Mm-hmm. We are made in the image and likeness of God in regards to the majority of religions. Say that. Mm-hmm. Either we're made in the image and likeness of him, or we're supposed to act the best in accordance to his law, which is whatever it is in whatever given religion. Losing my train of thought.
Yeah, that we are all our own gods.
So I
believe that too.
So that's where I land. If we're all our own gods and we're all supposed to treat each other with respect.
Why do we need other gods? Right, is what you're asking. If we are all our own gods, why do we need
why do we need to put it on something else to keep us in check? I feel like it's a way to weaken our own authority within ourselves so that the society, because in the end, where did religion come from? The governing parties of the society we are living in. That's where our religion comes from. It's hand in hand, part and parcel with government. 100% of the time. We can pretend like there's a separation of church and state, but every single person that's ever pledged allegiance to the flag in their class knows
it's done it under God.
It's done under God.
Yeah.
Even when it wasn't for a little while, it came back, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, how can we ever justify saying that our religion is for the betterment of our individual? Like, it's not. It's the religion is to keep society in check.
Yeah.
Just like the government is to keep society in check. So in the end, if you decide that it's up to you to take care of your own goddamn self and to keep yourself in check, to make sure that you as an individual do right by the people around you or by your person, then we would all treat each other with the same respect we give ourselves, love each other, help each other, because we would want that love, help, and respect. But instead we have a political system and a governing system in religion that tells us, no, you're not allowed to feel that way. Your feelings are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you have to act this way even though you feel that way. Like, you're going against yourselves, and then you build up resentment within yourself, and that's when people start acting out against the government, acting out against their religion, because they've been consolidated to this area that's just constricting them so much, they just end up blowing up and bursting out.
Yeah, and that goes back to what I was saying. Religion, there's a conditioning in religion. Religion is a mentality, it's a state of mind. And there's always a question that if there was no religion, then we just might be a little bit better off.
So is what I'm understanding from you then, because it seems like we're on the level here with each other, when you say that your God is Thor, are you using that as a what's it called?
As an outlet? As a scapegoat?
No, are you using it as a totem, essentially, just a personification of an ideology that you would like to maintain yourself? Like, it's just a way to let people know the person you think you are, or
who I want to become.
Or who you want to become. So what part of Thor is something that you want to become?
I'm like, well, ideally, there's the strength.
Like, okay, let me put it this way. Is Thor Arnold Schwarzenegger on your wall as a body personification so that you could wake up every morning and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to pump iron, that's where I'm going to get? Is it just an ideology, an ideal of yourself that you're reaching for? Which is what God is written down to be for a lot of people.
Yeah. Short and sweet, yes, because it's all these gods that are in me. So, yeah.
All these gods?
Yeah.
You went from Thor to all these gods?
Yeah, these gods. Fucking Odin, Thor, Loki, Freya, Frey, Bragi, Idun.
Okay, so you're not so Thor isn't your god, he's just your patron god, like you said.
My patron god is Bragi, but yeah, I do pray to these fucking...
That's insane! But you actively pray and think that they're affecting you?
Praying is a form of meditation. Praying is an end.
But you're not using it in the context that you're meaning. That's why I have to ask all these dragging out questions of you. You've got to explain that. Because when you say that I pray to these gods, them right there on the screen, the people listening to us in their headphones right now, they're like, well, he just said that he believes in himself, that it's not... Like, I don't get it. Like, so are you praying to gods, or are you using them as, like I said, a totem to meditate on to help you focus the ideology of what you want to become?
Yeah.
Or do you physically believe that there is an actual Thor and Loki in the sky that listen to you?
Yeah, no, it's a totem.
So, okay, so they're not actual beings.
Right.
Okay, you spent 45 minutes telling me that you believed in a god, but you don't. You believe in using totems as a way to focus your mentality, your energy, and which I think that's great. I think that's what naturally becomes it. Like it's like like what I like to always come back to, the Native Americans and the belief in animus, that all animals have their own spirits and lives that we need to respect and care for. Show proper reverence to when we kill a deer, pray over it, say thank you deer for the life and spirit that you give unto me. It's a very similar thing to that, because we're just using that. Then we say that we take the spirit of that animal into us, so you're using that animal as a totem to be more swift, more cunning, more this, more that. It's an ideology of what you want to become. You want to become more like your spirit animal. And like, so Thor is your spirit animal, or but Bragi is your spirit animal. Your spirit god.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Let's put it that. You see, and this is, for a lot of people, the specific words matter.
Right. Yeah, because...
Stop looking at the time.
No, because I'm like, yeah, we had to fucking... you had to walk me through this to break it down fucking Barney style, because
Barney style?
Yeah, I tend to jump around, or shotgun style, fucking a shotgun, it breaks.
How about you break... Two. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Barney?
Barney style, like, fucking Barney breaks down things. It's like...
Oh, good God.
This is...
Don't you ever use phrases that, like, normal people use? I swear you make these things up and just expect people to follow along.
No,
Barney style?
Yeah,
really?
I got that from the military. Breaking things down Barney style.
One of these days you'll remember that I'd never enlisted. One of these days.
No, but I'm like, wouldn't it be pretty fucking obvious? Break down Barney style. Oh, okay. Or maybe I should have said Sesame Street style.
I don't know. I've never shopped at Barney's.
Oh. Barney the dinosaur.
Yeah. So... Oh, you mean Thor?
No, I mean Barney the dinosaur.
Loki?
No, Barney the dinosaur.
No, they're all made up.
Nah,
that's fine.
Fucking purple ass fucking dinosaur.
Odin?
No.
Oh, Loki. Loki was blue, wasn't he? Wasn't he all fucking weird colored?
Dinosaur. Purple one.
Yeah, I get it. This is the song that never ends.
No, that's the Lamb Chop.
Lamb Chop, Charlie Horse. Oh my goodness.
Somebody.
Man. Yeah. That's great. Anyway, well, we've been going for 47 minutes. I have no idea what the fuck we talked about on this one other than religion.
We went
hard on
you. Yeah, you fucking walked me around saying fucking...
I don't know why it was so hard for you to explain your position here. So you don't believe in God. You don't believe in... You don't have a religion per se, but you have an ideal of these gods that represented what they did at the time that you use as a totem, I think is what we've decided to call it.
Practice.
As a way to meditate and focus your own expectations of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what a lot of people do when they say that they're Catholic or Christian, but they're not like Bible thumping, like hardcore, like, no, you can't use the Lord's name in vain or you'll go straight to hell if you don't. Like, they're the soft practicing people, I think, are all the same, where we all believe that there's something out there. If he's not actually there, at least this is a good ideology to practice to maintain familial and sociological homeostasis.
Yeah. See, if you would have let me just fucking talk, I would have never gotten to that.
Yeah, I know. You don't break anything down. You just expect people to understand the inner workings of the mindset. But that's why we're doing this, man.
Right.
I wish you would get better at shutting me up when I'm rambling. And get a little bit better at pulling out the extra information.
Right, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from and trying to, be on the same level.
You can't understand if you don't ask questions, people. And that's 90% of communicating, whether it's in a relationship, a podcasting relationship, or any sort of friendship you got. Communicating isn't just shutting up and listening. Like, people need feedback to their own thoughts, because otherwise they're just in an echo chamber. I don't need an echo chamber with you. This is a podcast. Let's fight.
Yeah.
Let's throw chingazos. Let's figure out what the difference is between us. There's a lot there.
Yep.
But it's our differences that make us the same. It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our follow-up to religion with a little more of Mr. Frank's theology. That was fun. I liked it. I did. Do you guys have a special religion you practice? Any ideologies that you try to focus on or maintain in your day-to-day lives? Let us know. Let us know what kind of gods you've heard of that are a little stranger than some others. This has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, my peoples. Mr. Frank, do you got anything left to say? Any last theological tidbits you want to
We're selling hats. Catch us on YouTube. Completely Inappropriate.
Yeah, if you haven't heard, we've got hats on sale.
Yeah.
Not on sale, for sale.
For sale.
They'll be on sale when y'all actually start buying them in bulk. This has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, everybody. I've been Tony, and this is Mr.
Frank.
Frank, what do we say?
Be excellent to each other.
And find your happy people. Mr. Frank, he comes from his mama, and he loves that pie. You know it. Take it easy, everybody. Say bye.
Oh, bye.
Bye.